Hear ye, the doors are open. I'm beyond thrilled. My school is officially open. And yes, it's school with a K. Welcome to Aligned and Abundant, the Soul Shine Collective, your sacred space to step into your most abundant life, align with your soul's purpose, and manifest your dreams like never before. Inside the collective, we're making it fun and transformational. There will be 2 Zoom calls every month for live connection and intuitive guidance. Daily community vibes to lift, inspire, and celebrate you. Manifestation, growth, and aligned action every step of the way. I cannot wait to grow, manifest, and go on this journey with you. Details to join are in the show notes and on my socials. Woo woo!
This week's Frequency Friday is going to be the start of a beautiful new series all around the moon. Last week, I was thinking, what am I going to talk about next? And the download happened within 24 hours. The moon. I am curious to learn how to work with the moon, and what better way to learn about it than by bringing you along with me on the journey. So I would love to talk about why the moon matters. Why is this important? How can it help me? What can working with the moon do for me in my life? We're going to answer all of those questions. First of all, when I was a kid, I would always go out and stare at the night sky, stare at the moon, and there was just something so magical about it. And I actually still do that. Just recently, I dragged my husband outside on one of the cold, clearer nights. And I said, can we just stand here for a moment and look at the stars? And it's just such a powerful reminder of how, I don't want to use the word insignificant, but sometimes it reminds us that there's so much more to life, that life is so much bigger than we can see sometimes. So it's really important to step back and observe this beautiful planet that we're living on and look out to the sky and remind us that we can dream big. Look at all that is around us, the expansiveness of the universe, of the night sky. So whenever you're feeling really overwhelmed, I highly recommend that you take a step outside and look at the moon. Have you ever noticed that some days you feel clear, energized, and open, and other days you feel emotional, tired, you just want to go inward, and you can't figure out why? What if nothing is wrong? What if you're simply moving through a cycle? Today we're starting a moon mini-series, and not to dive straight into the mystical right away, although I'm eager to get there, but to ground why the moon matters, how it literally affects us, and how we can work with its energy in a way that supports our lives instead of adding pressure. And I want to share this up front. I'm intentionally learning how to work with the moon more consciously too. So if you're curious, come along with me on this journey. And if you have insider insight, like you know more than I do, please send me a DM and educate me. I am in a season of wanting to learn. So I did a little research. Turns out humans have worked with the moon for thousands of years, long before calendars, productivity culture, or the idea that we should feel motivated every single day. The moon was one of our earliest ways of tracking time, planting, harvesting, resting, ritual, reflection. Life wasn't linear, it was cyclical. There were seasons for action and seasons for rest. Somewhere along the way, we lost that rhythm, and many of us started expecting ourselves to function like machines instead of living, feeling beings. And I want to step away from that. Have you ever heard someone say to put out a glass of water under the moon's light? I just did this for the past full moon. I took a water bottle and I placed it outside so it could soak in all of the energy of the moon. I then drank that water over the next couple of days. And as I was drinking that beautiful moon-charged water, I envisioned releasing things that were no longer serving me. That is a ritual that we can all do, and I will teach you more about. I want to talk about how the moon affects water, emotions, intuition, and cycles. Scientifically, we know the moon affects water. It moves the tides. And the human body is made up of about 60% water. So when people feel more emotional, intuitive, restless, or reflective during certain moon phases, that's not random. That's sensitivity. The moon doesn't cause emotions. It reveals what's already present. It highlights patterns in our energy, our sleep, our hormones, and our emotional world. So, why do some people still consider working with the moon woo? You see, moon work isn't about doing more or manifesting perfectly. It's rhythmic, it's nervous system friendly, and it's ancient. Instead of asking, what should I push through? The moon asks, what phase am I in? How beautiful is that thought? Because we know some phases support action, some support reflection, and some support rest and release. And when we work with those phases instead of fighting them, we experience more ease and a lot less self-judgment. The lunar cycles support embodiment, not hustle. Hustle culture tells us we should feel productive, consistent, and energized every single day. It's too much. The moon reminds us that consistency doesn't mean sameness. Let's honor the cycles that the moon and ourselves are working through. The moon is consistent. It's always up there in our beautiful night sky, but it's always changing. Embodiment means listening to your body, your emotions, and your intuition, and letting that awareness guide your choices. Lunar living helps us live with ourselves instead of against ourselves. We're becoming one with beauty and nature. It's also important to recognize that the moon is a reflector. It reflects what's already there. And think about it. The moon doesn't actually have any light itself. It's reflecting off of the sun. It can sometimes surface things that have been hiding or sitting in the dark that need to be brought to the light. And that's why it's cool to work with the different phases of the moon, because you know when to release and when to call in. The moon can also be seen as a regulator, helping to balance energy and emotion. It can also be seen to be an amplifier, making things more visible during certain phases. And that's what we're going to learn together. You see, the moon doesn't demand anything from you. It simply shows you where you are in your own cycle of life. It's equally important to recognize that consistency matters more than intensity. You don't need elaborate rituals or perfect practices. Moonwork is about consistent awareness, not intensity. A few moments of noticing over time creates deeper alignment than one big ritual you'll never repeat. So here I am dropping this episode on Friday, February 6th, and I got curious. What moon phase are we currently in? And as I'm recording this, we're in the waning gibbous phase of the moon, the phase just after the full moon, when the light is still strong but slowly decreasing. This phase is about integration, reflection, and release. The full moon tends to illuminate things, emotions, truths, patterns, and realizations. The waning gibbous is where we digest what we saw. It's not a phase for starting something new. It's a phase for asking, what did I learn? What feels complete? What can soften or be released? And honestly, this feels like the perfect energy to begin this series. Because this isn't about doing moon work perfectly, it's about noticing, integrating, and becoming more aware. Here's a simple practice you can start using today. Ask yourself, where am I in my energy today? And then reflect. Honor that there's no fixing, no judging. You are just simply noticing. Recognizing that awareness is always the first step to alignment. And here's my invitation to you. Over the next moon cycle, about 28 days, simply notice the moon. Take those few extra moments to go outside or look up as you're walking in and look at the moon. Really look at it. Feel it. Be present with yourself for a few moments. And then remember that like the moon, we all go through different phases. I'm deepening my own relationship with lunar energy, and I'd love for you to come along with me as we explore this together. In the next episode, we'll talk about the new moon, what it represents, and how to set intentions without forcing clarity. Until then, remember, you are cyclical. You are allowed to change, and the moon is here to remind you of that. Thank you for being here, and I hope you are going to love this new moon series.
If you've been feeling the pull for deeper transformation, real, lasting change that starts from within, I'd love to invite you into transformational one-on-one coaching with me. This is where alignment becomes your new normal. You'll get 4 90-minute sessions at an introductory offer of $600, designed to help you release what's holding you back, reconnect with your truth, and step into the next version of yourself, fully and unapologetically. You can book your sessions through the link in my bio. Just tap my link tree to get started. Your next breakthrough is closer than you think, and I'd love to be a part of your journey.